Nice.
What's up fam? It's Legend and I am back with another video.
I needed all that fucking light ammo.
40?
What if Naruto was neglected before getting the proper training part 4?
Push up on that, push up on that.
The
Hold
like
up.
goal for the video is 6 likes, but if we can get more that would be nice.
Fucking bloodhound,
And
bro.
thank you to everyone
Go ahead,
that's
open it
showing
down,
support and
open it down.
subscribing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but in the past month, my channel has started to grow and gain more subs. Also my mom is doing alright, though she tore 2 of her stitches. But let's get into the video.
Bloodhound over here. Nice.
It's been 3 days since Naruto met his grandmother. He was extremely happy. Once Tsunade found out he was living in an apartment at the Red District, she almost raised hell. She just needed that little push, and that push came in the form of a civilian who noticed Tsunade walking next to Naruto. He tried to pull Naruto away from her, claiming the demon was trying to taint their princess, and to make matters worse, more civilians joined in. It was safe to say, the hospital was almost full that afternoon. Naruto was happy. He had family. He had a new place to live, but the biggest surprise, he also had a new friend in Shizune Kato, if he could describe her in a way. He would say she is the opposite of Anko, which isn't good or bad. Shizune was calm, patient and level-headed. She was also a rational thinker. Naruto decided to learn about poison from her. He may not be able to do medical ninjutsu, but he could probably make poison and antidotes. Naruto had to be honest. He enjoyed Shizune company. She was the first female he met that wasn't brash, violent or weird. Shizune took to the blonde well. She enjoyed his company well. He was easy to get along with and fun to talk to. He reminded her of her uncle whenever he talked about being Hokage, and she respected how he valued bonds and cherished them as well. Tsunade had informed Shizune about Naruto being in the CRA and suggested she join. Shizune had blushed up a storm, claiming she didn't know the boy. Tsunade gave a smirk that Shizune recognized. It means Tsunade was planning something. Tsunade ordered Naruto to go get some flower seeds, and she forced Shizune to join. Shizune was blushing because she knew what her sensei was planning, but she did want to get to know Naruto more, so she went along with the plan. Do you know what kind of flower Ba-chan wants? Shizune nodded. She wants anything red, yellow and purple. Red for Uzumaki, purple for Senju, and yellow is a secret, Shizune teased. Sign, it's my dad, isn't it? Why won't anyone tell me who he is? Well, at first it was because we thought you couldn't keep a secret. But now that's not the case. What do you mean? Naruto asked. Shizune started to giggle. Well, you are training right now, and everyone assumes if you find out who your father was, you would be begging to learn his jutsu. Shizune answered. How strong are they? AS rank. Naruto pouted. Shizune giggled and rubbed his back. It's alright just to be patient, for me, Shizune asked. Naruto looked at Shizune and signed. Fine, I guess I can't ignore a request from a beautiful lady, Naruto said with a smirk when he saw Shizune blush. Nice one, kid. You are finally stepping out of your cage, Kuruma complimented. Shizune calmed down and gave Naruto a sad look. You don't have to lie, I'm aware of my boyish look. Even with feces, Shizune pushed up her breast. Most guys don't pay attention to me. That's their loss. Shizune turned to Naruto and continued. You might not have big breasts like other girls doesn't mean you aren't beautiful. I think you have a natural beauty. When I'm with you, I feel calm and relaxed with you. So don't worry, if no one wants you, I'll go out with you, Naruto said with a grin. Shizune blushed and gave Naruto a warm smile. She bent down and kissed his cheek. Well, how about we go out later? She said with a wink. Naruto blushed and nodded as they headed towards the flower shop. Yamanaka Flower Shop. Ino was annoyed. After her conversation with Sakura, she decided to look for her fellow blonde but couldn't find any trace of him. She wanted to get to Naruto, her future husband, a little better. After Sakura informed her about Naruto's action, she still found it very romantic and heroic. As she was in her train of thoughts, Naruto walked in with Shizune. "Hey Ino, how are you?" Ino snapped out of her thoughts and gave a warm smile to the boy who infected her thoughts and blushed at his new outfit. "Naruto-kun, there you are. I've been looking for you." Naruto was confused when he heard this and was even more confused when he heard the suffix, although it kinda made him blush coming from Ino. Regardless of how she treated him, he couldn't deny she was cute. "Not to sound rude, but why were you looking for me?" "We're not exactly close." Ino frowned at the comment, causing Naruto to feel guilty. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean." "It's okay." Ino cut him off. "I've been nothing but mean to you. I was looking for you because I wanted to apologize to you and get to know you better, especially after what Sakura told me about what transpired during your mission. After I heard about that, I wanted to get to know you, but I understand if you don't want to." "Sure. In fact, why don't you come with us? I was showing Shizune-chan around the village and I'm sure she would love to talk to another female." "We will come back for the seeds later." Naruto offers, turning to his female companion, who gives him a nod of approval. "Sure, let me close down and we can go," Ino said with a cheer and turned the signs on the door, then latched herself on Naruto's arm, surprising him. "What are you doing?" Naruto asked. "Well, this is a date with two beautiful girls, so this is normal." "Right, Shizune-san was it," Ino answered. Shizune giggled and held Naruto's hand. "Right, so where are we going?" Naruto chuckled and decided to take them to Akamichi Barbecue. When they got there, they sat at a table with a grill. "So what are we eating?" "I'm ordering shrimp, beef, and pork." "I'm not eating any meat. I'm on a diet and got to keep my figure," Ino answered, causing Shizune to give her a look of misbelief. "What do you mean diet? Aren't you a kunoichi?" Shizune asked. "Well yeah, but I gotta watch my figure." "Like you." Shizune pinched her temples. "Ino-san, I never dieted in my life. It's unhealthy and it can lead to a kunoichi death," Shizune said, surprising Ino. "But if you never diet, how do you have that beautiful body?" Ino asked. "Told you, you were beautiful," Naruto commented. Shizune blushed and coughed in her hand to regain herself. "Thank you for the compliment, and to answer your question, I train. Training helps build up stamina and strength. If you keep dieting, you'll harm your body." Ino was surprised. She didn't realize she was harming her body. "Thank you for your advice. By the way, Shizune, who are you?" "I'm a medic nin and the apprentice of Tsunade Senju," Shizune answered. Ino's eyes went wide when she heard the slug princess name. "You're the apprentice of Tsunade-sama," Ino practically shouted. "Ino, Naruto." The two blondes turned to the voice and saw Sakura and Hinata looking at them. "Hey forehead, Hinata-san. We were about to come see if you wanted to hang out with us." "Hey Naruto, what are you doing here and who's this?" Sakura said, while looking away from Naruto with blush. "Naruto and Shizune-san came by the shop earlier to get some seeds and invited me along to show Shizune-san around the village. Get this, she's the apprentice of the Tsunade Senju." Sakura turned her head towards Shizune so fast, it almost snapped her neck. "Really? She's every kunoichi idol. I'm surprised she's in the village," she said, sitting at the table, next to Ino, while Hinata sat next to Shizune. She was even more surprised to find her grandson still alive. When she heard the news, she rushed back to the village like an angry tiger. Shizune said, I wasn't aware that Tsunade-sama had a grandson." Hinata finally spoke. "Yeah, I was surprised as well," Naruto said, confusing the younger girls. Why would you be surprised by that Naruto-kun? Do you know him? Sakura asked her new crush. Because Naruto-kun is her grandson, Shizune answered. Ino's jaw dropped, Hinata fainted and Sakura walked up to Naruto and shook him fast. Why didn't you tell me? We're teammates, Sakura asked. Because I didn't know. Now can you let me go, Sakura-chan? Sakura stopped and blushed in embarrassment. Believe it, if I knew I would tell you. Hey, how would you three like to meet her? Naruto offered. Faster than light, Sakura and Ino were right in his face with stars in their eyes. Really? You're the best, Naruto-kun. Both girls squealed at the same time and both kissed him on the cheek, causing Hinata to glare a bit and Shizune's smile to twitch a bit. Naruto turned to Hinata, who started to blush. Are you coming too, Hinata-chan? Naruto asked with a warm smile, causing the Hyuga to pass out. Take that as a yes, Ino interjected. Naruto nodded and then finished eating. To Shizune's dismay, she had to convince Sakura to stop dieting as well, and after the speech, Sakura, along with Ino, started eating more meat. After Naruto paid for all 5 of them, they proceeded to head towards the Senju compound. On the way, Naruto instincts kicked in, but it wasn't dangerous and he was soon tackled by a purple blur known as Anko. Before he could question who it was, he felt someone's tongue enter his mouth and he recognized the taste of Dango's, so he started to reciprocate it. The rest of the group was blushing up a storm when this mystery woman appeared out of nowhere and kissed their Naruto-kun. Anko pulled back slowly and smiled. Hey Foxy-kun, how's my favorite blonde? Anko asked, getting off her boyfriend, fiancé. Ino and Sakura were glaring in jealousy, but not because of the kiss, okay maybe a little, but because of how Anko ozed sexy from her body. They looked at their bodies and back at Anko, then started to cry anime tears. Hinta stepped towards Anko to speak. Excuse me, but who are you? Anko turned to the girl and smiled. I'm the badass, sexy and taken, Anko Mitarashi. You're on the Nai-chan team, right? Hinata nodded. You're also the one who has been following. Hinata let out a eep and covered Anko's mouth, confusing the others. Anko smirked. Perfect, I've been looking forward to a one-on-one time with you. Come with me, we have some things to discuss. Huh, was all Hinata said before Anko put her on her shoulder and turned to the group. Don't worry about us, you can go ahead. We'll meet up later, the snake mistress said before giving Naruto a deep passionate kiss and leaping away with Hinata on her shoulder. Well, that happened, Naruto said. The others nodded after his words and left. Anko headed towards the forest of death and landed in front of the gates and dropped Hinata on her ass. Okay girlie, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I know you like Foxy-kun, but I'm not going to allow you to date him, Anko said to the girl. Hinata's eyes widened and she began to tear up. Why, I love Naruto-kun, Hinata said. Anko smirked and started her plan. Oh, believe me I know, but here is something you didn't know. Foxy-kun is in the CRA and is the matriarch female. I'm allowed to decide who's in and who's not. And I don't think you're good enough, Anko said, causing the girl to cry. But I can help you change that. Hinata stopped crying instinctively and was now focused. What do you mean? Anko jumped on the fence and crossed her legs. You're too soft and weak. You stutter too much and have no confidence. I've seen you train and you have hidden potential, which I can bring out. Foxy-kun is going to have a lot of enemies in the future and I don't want no one holding him down, understand? Hinata nodded her head. Foxy-kun is the type to risk his life for people he cares about, and if you date him you become a part of our family. Which means you'll have to protect him as well. So to keep it short, if you don't impress me after our training, you will not be with him. Now do you accept me as a second sensei or give up on Foxy-kun? Hinata was quiet for a while before closing her eyes. When she opened her eyes, it showed determination which impressed the snake mistress. "I'll do whatever it takes," Hinata said without stuttering. "Great, we'll start tomorrow and then Enko's hell training will begin." Senju Compound. Naruto and Shizune arrived back at the compound with Ino and Sakura in tow. "Ba-chan," Naruto called out, as he stepped in the house. They went to the dining room and found Tsunade drinking some sake. "Welcome back, Naru-chan," Shizune. "Who's these two girls behind you?" Tsunade asked. Naruto walked up to her and gave her a hug, one of the many they owed each other. "This is Sakura-chan and Ino-chan, they wanted to meet you," Naruto answered. Tsunade stood up and approached the girls. "It's nice to meet you, Sakura and Ino." "Sakura, from what Naruto told me, you have perfect chakra control and I was wondering how would you feel if you became a Medsi. If you're on my grandson's team, I want you to be able to support him and not just rely on him. So how about I train you?" Sakura's mouth dropped. She had just been offered the chance to train with the Tsunade Senju. "It'll be an honor to train under you," Sakura said with a bow. Ino got in front of Tsunade in a begging position. "Can you train me too?" Ino begged desperately, but before Tsunade could answer, Shizune intervened. "Actually, Ino-san, may you allow me to train you? You see, I'm a medic nin, but I'm a poison fighter. Owning a flower shop gives you a lot of possibilities. Also, I always wanted to train a student on my own, so what do you say? Would you mind having me?" Shizune said. Ino was shocked. Sure, it was the slug Sanin, but it was her apprentice and she could use her flowers as a weapon. Also, it would be a good step for her life to get back on track. Ino then approached the raven-haired and bowed. "I accept your offer, Shizune-sensei." Naruto was happy for the girls. They now have a chance to go from fangirls to kunoichi. "Naru-chan." Naruto turned to Tsunade with a questionable gaze. Neko appeared earlier and she wanted to talk to Yushi-s in the backyard. She said, "You'll know why." Naruto nodded and went to the back of the house and found her. "Hello Naruto-kun, how are you?" "I'm fine, is everything okay?" Naruto asked. Yugao nodded. "Everything is fine, but your training will conclude in 2 months. You learned all my techniques, some ninjutsu and taijutsu. You still need to learn more seals from your mother scrolls, but overall skill-wise you are a jonin. But you're a low chunin in experience. It's time we refine your skill, so with the permission of Hokage-sama, you will become Anbu for 2 months going on B-rank missions with me or higher if I feel you're ready. This will help you gain experience. And when we're not on missions, you'll train in the Anbu Gauntlet with me doing simulation training. Do you accept it?" "Of course Neko-sensei, thank you for everything. I wish I could give you something to show my appreciation." "Oh." Naruto pulled out a scroll and tossed it towards the Anbu. "I wanted to give you this, but I guess I got sidetracked." Neko chuckled but unsealed the scroll, revealing Umi Bunkatsu. Yugao gasped at the sword and turned to Naruto. "Is this Umi Bunkatsu? But how?" "Well, on my last mission, I was able to beat a missing nin who was wielding this blade. Since I have my Ka-chan blade, I thought you should have this one," Naruto said. Yugao was surprised. She had a legendary blade of water and Naruto was the reason she had this powerful weapon in her hand. Yugao approached Naruto and removed her mask, confusing the blonde. Then he suddenly blushed when she kissed him on the cheek. "Thank you Naruto-kun, I guess now we could help each other. You know, in some countries giving a swordsman a sword is valuable, as this is considered a proposal," Yugao said, causing the blonde to blush. As she looked back at the blade, she thought of her previous conversation with Hayate, her ex-boyfriend. Flashback. "What?" Yugao asked, facing her boyfriend with disbelief on her face. She was facing her boyfriend in her apartment. "I'm breaking up with you, but it's not you, it's me. You see, I'm slowly dying." I didn't want to tell you until Tsunade-sama confirmed it. She said I have an incurable heart disease and it could happen any day now. Hayate explained, sitting on their couch. But why break up with me? Shouldn't we spend your last days together? Yugao pleaded. Hayate shook his head. Because you need to unattach yourself to me, it'll be harder for you to let go. I don't want you to dwell on my death. I want you to find someone to love you as much as I do. Maybe that Naruto guy. Naruto, Yugao repeated, confusingly. Hayate smiled and nodded. You haven't noticed. You always talked about how much fun it is to train him, that he has high potential and so much fun to be around. And don't let me add how he was treating Anko like a princess and would make the perfect husband for anyone. Yugao blushed in embarrassment, causing Hayate to chuckle. He got on his feet and approached the blushing Anbu. Listen, I love you and always well, but after today we shouldn't see each other anymore. It's the best for you. I'll be dead soon, but you'll live and be happy for the both of us. Just promise me something. Anything, Yugao responded. Hayate adopted a teasing smirk. Name your first kid after me, Hayate said, causing Yugao to blush. Flashback end. Neko-sensei. Yugao looked up and smiled at the blonde. She had to admit, she was becoming a little attracted to the blonde and he always gave off this warm aura. She informed Anko of Hayate's wishes and Anko fully supported the thought after comforting her sister figure. I'm fine, Naruto-kun, how about we get going? Go say goodbye to your friends and family before we leave because you won't see each other for 2 months. Yugao said. Naruto nodded and went inside his home to say his goodbye, although he told them he was going on a training mission and not in Anbu. Tsunade hugged the boys, covering him with kisses. Shizune decided to take a step further and gave him a peck on the lips. Sakura and Ino, not wanting to lose, kissed him on both of his cheeks, causing the boy to blush. But none of that was even comparable to when he found Anko at her apartment to inform her. When Naruto broke the news to her, Anko told him, "We're going to make up for future time," and dragged him into her bedroom. After around 30 minutes, Naruto was covered with lavender lips and on his chest was Anko Heim property, and he had a goofy grin on his face, which caused Yugao to chuckle. After that they left and headed towards Anbu headquarters to begin Naruto's training. Kid, I'll teach you some more elemental jutsu and some of the fox-style techniques. Plus it's about time to get rid of your hatred, so you harness more of my chakra. We will talk more when your true training begins, Kuruma said, receiving a nod from Naruto. Uchiha compound the next day. Kakashi just arrived at the compound and appeared at his raven hair student window and saw Sasuke just waking up. Yo, Kakashi greeted. Kakashi-sensei, what do you want? Sasuke asked in a cold tone. Well, I got some news for you. It turns out Naruto and Sakura are going to be busy the next 2 months. The Hokage didn't let me know what they will be doing, but it's just going to be us. Sasuke smirked at this. No one will get in his way of training. With him and Kakashi alone, he will become stronger. So what now? Sasuke asked. Well, we're still going to complete some D-rank missions and after that, I'll work on strengthening your Sharingan. I'll teach you some Genjutsu, as well as help you perfect your Taijutsu. And if your progress is good, I'll teach you some Fire Ninjutsu. Kakashi said. Sasuke smirked and nodded. Let's get started. 2 months later. The meeting of Junin Sensei has called to see which team will be nominated for the Chunin exams. If you think your team is ready, please present yourself. We'll start with the rookies of the Jonin team, Hiruzen stated. Kakashi stepped forward. I, Kakashi Hatake, nominate Team 7 consist of Uchiha Sasuke, Haruno Sakura and Uzumaki Naruto for the Chunin exams. Kakashi said, stepping back. Kurenai stepped forward. I, Kurenai Yuhi, nominate Team 8 consist of Aburame Shino, Hyuga Hinata, and Inazuka Kiba for the Chunin exams. Kurenai said, stepping back. Asuma stepped forward. I, Asuma Sarutobi, nominate Team 10 consist of Akamichi Choji, Nara Shikamaru, and Yamanaka Ino for the Chunin exams. Asuma Sarutobi said, stepping back. Iruka was about to get up and protest, but the Hokage stopped him and turned to the Jonin. You may leave and hand the applications to your students. Hiruzen ordered, and as the Junin left, Iruka finally spoke. Excuse me, Hokage-sama, but why did you allow the rookies to take part of the exam, especially Naruto? He was the dead last, and I don't think he's ready for something of this caliber. Hiruzen chuckled. You don't have to worry about Naruto-kun, after all. Hiruzen went close to Iruka's ear. I think everyone has to worry about Naruto-kun because I can guarantee he'll be one of the strongest genin there. Iruka's eyes widened. What could his leader mean? Somewhere else in the village, Anko was enjoying some dangos after her final day with the Hyuga heiress. She could honestly say she was excited to see her little project in action. She felt guilty she had to keep the secret from Kurenai, but to Anko it was more of a surprise. She was snapped out of her thoughts when she felt a pair of arms wrapped around her torso. She was about to kill whoever this pervert is. She whipped out a kunai and turned around to stab the perpetrator, but he grabbed her wrist. When she faced the person, her face turned from anger to happiness. Hey Anko, hi my hem. Naruto was cut off with Anko jumping him and smashing her lips against his glowing mind. He closed his eyes and returned the kiss, bringing Anko closer, causing her to moan. After a minute passed, Anko separated from Naruto and looked around to see everyone staring at them, blushing. What the fuck are you fuckers staring at? Anko yelled, causing everyone to scatter. Naruto chuckled and hugged the snake mistress. I missed you, Anko-chan. Anko gave Naruto a warm smile. Same here, Naru-kun. Anko stepped back and got a good look at Naruto. He was wearing a white open jacket with a fishnet shirt underneath, blue anbu pants with his sword at his side. And thinking about the shirt, she could see Naruto's abs, causing her to drool a bit. But what excited her the most was the aura coming from him. Wow, Foxy-kun, your presence is making me want to jump you. Naruto smiled. Well, looking at you is just as hard considering how gorgeous you are. Naruto commented, causing Anko to blush. Well, as much fun as this is, I have to go get ready for the Chunin exam. Maybe if you're promoted, we can celebrate, Anko said, giving Naruto a wink before shushing away. Naruto chuckled at his girlfriend's antics and proceeded to Team 7 training ground to meet up with his team. Kid, there's 3 stooges following you, Hiruma told the blonde, sensing 3 low chakra readings. Naruto smiled, knowing who one of them was. Konohamaru, I know you there, he said, turning to a square box that was following him. Sensing my presence this early? As expected of my rival, Konohamaru said, leaping out of the box with 2 others. You two, introduce yourselves. I'm Udon and I like math, the boy with the glasses known as Udon said. And I'm Moegi, the most beautiful kunoichi in Konoha, the orange-haired girl said. Naruto chuckled and petted the girl's head, making her blush. Well, you sure are cute, Naruto said, making the girl blush. So what do you 3 want? Well boss, I was wondering if we could play ninja, Konohamaru asked. I think you should. Think of it as pre-training for them, Kuruma said. Naruto-kun. Naruto was cut off and turned to see Sakura with her hair cut, wearing a red vest with a red skirt. He could tell she was stronger than before, feeling the power radiating from her. Sakura glomped on the boy and gave him a hug. It's good to see you. Naruto returned the hug. It's good to see you too, Sakura-chan, like the haircut. You look great, Datbeo. Sakura blushed at the comment. Hey boss, is she yours, Yano? Konohamaru asked, lining his fingers in a circle. Naruto was about to answer, but Sakura cut him off again. I will be but not yet, Sakura answered, winking at Naruto. Naruto blushed a bit. As expected of my rival, she's beautiful but her chest could be bigger. Suddenly the room got a lot colder. Naruto slowly turned his head towards his teammate and saw the Oni. Konohamaru, you should run, Naruto warned. Konohamaru looked at Naruto then towards Sakura and saw evil. He then took off in the opposite direction, while Sakura chased after him. Get back here, twerp, Sakura yelled. Naruto chased after her along with the other K-Core. Naruto saw them round the corner and made his way towards them. He had to admit, Sakura anger was a great power source. Ouch, the fuck, Naruto arrives behind Sakura to find his protege being yanked up by the collar by a catboy thingy. But what caught his eye was the kunoichi standing next to him. Nice legs, Kuruma commented. Naruto nodded in agreement. The girl looked at Naruto and blushed a bit with a smirk on her face. Looks like the blonde hottie is checking me out, gotta say, love the eyes, the girl thought. Excuse me ma'am, but may you please let go of my friend? Naruto asked politely, causing the boy in the catsuit to seethe while the girl chuckled. I'm a boy and why should I? He ran into me. Maybe I should teach him a lesson to watch where he is going. The boy cocked his fist back and was about to punch, but all of a sudden he felt metal on his throat. He looked down and saw a tip of a blade pointing at him. When he looked into the blonde eyes, he saw that they were slit. I'm sorry but I should have been more clear. Put him down or die, Naruto said, releasing some ki. The boy dropped Konohamaru, who ran behind Naruto. The boy reached for his bandages but as soon as he touched them he felt a blade touching the back of his neck. He turned around and saw the same blonde who was just standing in front of him. Naruto-kun is amazing, Sakura thought. Strong and handsome, I think I just found a potential boyfriend, the girl thought. Boss is so cool, the three kids thought with Moegi having hearts in her eyes. That's strike 2. If you attempt to harm anyone from my village, not only will you be kicked out of the exams but you will die here and now. Plus the guy in the tree next to my teammate is getting pissed. You can come out now Sasuke and so can you, Red. Naruto said, returning to Sakura's side. Sasuke jumped down from the tree but surprised him that there was somebody behind and he didn't sense him but Naruto did. Sasuke glared at the blonde. How strong are you? I couldn't sense this guy but the Dobi could. The girl looked at Sasuke and back at Naruto. He's cute but the blonde is way better. The red glared at the catsuit man in anger. Kankuro, you're a disgrace to our village. Be but Gaara. Shut up, or I'll kill you, Gaara said, jumping down landing next to his team. He turned to Naruto and bowed. I'm sorry for the trouble my teammate has caused. Gaara turned to walk away with his team. Wait, who are you? Sasuke asked, glaring at the redhead. Who, me? The girl asked. No, the guy with the gourd, Sasuke responded. Naruto walked behind Sasuke and smacked him on the head, then turned to his fellow blonde. I'm sorry, he plays for the other team. He doesn't appreciate beauty as such as yourself, Naruto said, making the girl blush. My name is Sabaku no Gaara, I'm interested in learning your name, the redhead said. Sasuke smirked. Of course you heard of that. I wasn't speaking to you. Gaara cut the Uchiha off and turned to the male blonde. Naruto quirked an eyebrow and gave Gaara a challenging smirk. Naruto Uzumaki, future Hokage. Naruto then turned to the blonde girl and gave the girl a warm smile. I know the Tem didn't care but would you mind telling me your name? The girl returned the smile and gave the blonde a wink. Sabaku no Tamari, Tamari said. Naruto approached the girl and grabbed her hand, then kissed her knuckles making the girl blush. Haha, smooth moves kid. By the way, this boy has my crazy brother Shikaku sealed inside him. Looking at the boy, You can tell he never slept in a day of his life. Maybe you should help him. Use my chakra and challenge him, Kuruma said. Naruto nodded. Hey Gaara, was it? I got a message for Shikaku from number 9, Naruto said, causing the Sand Nin's eyes to widen. Shikaku, stop torturing the boy and let him sleep, or else you'll be dealing with me, and trust me, unless you want to become a tailless beast, stop tormenting him, Naruto said, making the voice in Gaara's head panic a bit. Gaara looked at the blonde with a confusing gaze. Mother says I can sleep tonight. Temari and Konkuro's eyes widened. Temari turned to her fellow blonde and wrapped in a hug, then kissed him on the cheek. Thanks for helping my brother, maybe we could meet up later, Temari said before turning around and leaving with her brothers. Naruto turned to his teammates and the kids. Let's go guys, we are supposed to meet up with Kakashi-sensei and Konohamaru, I'll hang out with you later. We have to go, Naruto said. Got it boss, see ya. Nice to meet you Sakura-san, but not you Tem, Konohamaru said before disappearing. Sasuke grunted and Sakura giggled. The team then went to their training ground. As they waited, Sakura and Naruto decided to catch up. So Sakura-chan, how was your training? Naruto said, sitting down by a tree trunk, while Sakura sat in his lap. Sakura-chan, what are you doing? Enko-san gave me permission to pursue you, and she also said to be a little aggressive. Speaking of which, how would you feel about going on a date with me? I know you said you gave up on me, but I've changed, so. Sakura answered. Naruto chuckled and wrapped his arms around Sakura's waist. Well, who am I to ignore a girl's need? Sure, I don't mind giving you another chance. So about your training? Naruto asked. That's a secret that you have to wait and see, Sakura answered, sticking her tongue out. Well, it wouldn't really matter because you are just a civilian. Sasuke cut in. Naruto was about to speak, but Sakura spoke first. Well, I don't remember asking you Uchiha, not that your opinion matters. Now why don't you just go over there by yourself and broad in the daylight like all emos? Sakura retorted. Sasuke's jaw dropped, his fangirl just told him off. Naruto was staring at Sakura in amazement. Sakura turned to the blonde and was about to question him because of the way he was looking at her. She was surprised when Naruto smashed his lips onto hers and wrapped his arms around her waist, pulling her closer. He pulled back and smiled at the pinkett. Sorry, but talking down to the Tem kinda turned me on a bit. Sakura just nodded with a day expression on her face. Yo, the three turned to Kakashi, who appeared out of nowhere. Naruto, Sakura, it's good to see you too. Today there will be no training, but I have something for you three. Kakashi handed them an application. These are for the Chunin exams. Fill them out and head to the academy tomorrow at noon. Good luck, Naruto and Sakura. Do your best and keep up with Sasuke. You two missed out on a lot of training, so don't be surprised if you two don't make the cut. See ya, Kakashi said before disappearing. Naruto and Sakura smirked. They couldn't wait to surprise their sensei with their results. Naruto put a hand on Sakura's shoulder. She turned to face him. How about a mini date? Sakura wrapped her arms around his neck and smiled. Sure, we can go to Ichiraku's ramen, I haven't had any in a while. Naruto nodded and shunshed both of them away. Sasuke just gritted his teeth and left. But guys, I am ending it here. Remember to hit that like and sub button. But now I am out, and we'll see you all in the next video. Stay blessed fam.